Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.
Recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the fucking service staff at a wedding.
Who shot you? Separate the weak from the obsolete.
It's slow to record, and I can't tell if it's recording or not.
We might be recording, we might not be.
Well, you know, when you give your laptop aids,
How'd you give it AIDS?
so I downloaded LimeWire and started getting music.
Did you really start
No, but I should.
You have a lot of stuff going on your computer.
This is like a really old one that I don't use. I bought it for super cheap
Yeah.
when I first got my job because I just needed Microsoft Excel,
Yeah.
and then my job gave me a computer, so now it's just. I used to do a lot of YouTube to MP3 conversion.
I can see you're doing that there.
That really gave my computer AIDS.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was great while I had it.
What, the AIDS?
The YouTube to MP3 conversion.
Oh, because what did you do? You went into videos and then saved it as MP3s?
I used to.
Did you have an iPod?
I used
When was the
to.
last time you saw an iPod?
I did. That was when I had my
Okay,
iPod.
yeah, sorry,
The
sorry.
first touch.
Yeah, sure.
So it looked like an iPhone, but it was just an iPod.
Okay.
So I used to YouTube music, move it to an MP3.
Yeah.
Boom, there we go.
Great.
Or I would do like full comedy sketches, turn it into an MP3 so I could put it on my
Right.
iPod.
You would do the sketches or you'd watch them? Were you doing
I
15
would
minutes on your own?
My comedic timing wasn't the same.
Because
but
you were laughing at your own jokes.
that tends to happen.
Just a man of humor.
Right?
Doesn't say offline.
Have you watched the new Chappelle?
Yes, I have.
And? Got a lot of heat.
Uh,
Except from Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner was proud of it? What did she say?
Didn't have a problem with it.
I don't know what the problem is. The thing is that when there's...
I think it's 5 straight specials of him going hard on the paint on the trans community. But he's a comedian. It's all jokes.
Yeah, but I don't, like, if you don't pay attention to people who pay attention to Twitter, you don't get this kind of stuff. So I don't know who's upset about what Dave Chappelle said.
That's the same argument as if Facebook wasn't around, there'd be 100% vaccination rate.
Well, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, if there wasn't 24/7 news cycles that needed to scare the shit out of you and sell you Pepsi and gold bars.
Well, it's not Facebook anymore, Meta. Sorry. If Meta wasn't around, then it'd be...
Is it called Meta? Is that a thing now?
I saw it for the first time today when I opened up Instagram and it said Instagram by Meta.
Oh, so Facebook isn't changing its name to
From
Meta?
Meta, sorry.
So Facebook isn't changing its name to Meta.
I think that's just the company.
That's it?
Yeah. I think so. Why would they change its name?
I don't know. I thought it was a dumb idea. That's what I thought that they were doing. This is Sully's messaging us, but it's kind of about trades, but it's not really.
Okay.
Sully, the phones are open, pal.
You could always call. But
Yeah.
That's okay. Now,
Anyway, sorry. We were talking about Dave Chappelle.
well, we kind
Very relevant stuff.
We kind of moved on from that. Previously we were talking about
sorry.
the meteor shower tonight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the meteor shower. Go.
Well, I was driving over here at 7:30. It's now 10 o'clock, which
Yeah.
shows you how delayed we are
Organized.
in getting going.
Yeah.
But and all these flashes in the sky. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
The end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I'd go out doing one last pod.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Well, yeah. The anticipation for the pod.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he died almost doing what he loves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left his wife and kids to do a podcast
Yeah.
for 10 listeners on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Well, 10's generous, but here we are.
It's season 5 and we're up to 10 though, which is nice. Anyway, you determined that you do not want to live in a post-apocalyptic world with me. Whereas I
Well,
thought that would be pretty cool.
We're not prepared to live in a post-apocalyptic world.
I'd say we're more prepared than anybody. How are we not prepared?
We don't even have a truck. Let's start with that. We have no guns, and we have no truck.
I saw the red rifle over there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a BB gun.
Yeah, but they will scare old ladies if they try to loot us for our water.
We got
clean water.
Nix. We got Nix. He's
We
up
have
there.
liabilities, is what you're just adding to the Shaggin' Wagon and Lizzo.
Like, what are you thinking is going to happen in this situation?
If are we going to catch him up to speed? So Corey said he's been seeing a lot of fireballs in the sky on his way here.
Right.
And I said, that's my number one fear. And he said, what? I said, meteoroids or asteroids. Meteorites or asteroids.
Right.
And then he said, why? You don't want to live through that? No. The answer is no. I had the same conversation with Paul, our friend and active listener, Paul Lalonde.
You want the rock to hit you on top
On
of
the
your
head, for sure. I want to die underneath
You don't
it.
want it landing in China and
Paul, right now, is practicing gardening. Because in his head, he's going to live off the grid. Because when the zombies come, he wants to be off the grid.
how do you practice gardening? You plant stuff in the ground and you water it.
But you know how to tend your soil. I don't know.
mulch? You gotta mulch.
You got to mulch. You got to compost. You
Yeah.
got to do a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Either way, he looks forward to it.
Okay.
As if the... How do I not...
So you got a guy who's self-sustainable.
Yeah.
You got a guy who's got a thirst for living in that world on your
Yes.
side.
Yeah.
You got a guard dog. You got a couple SUVs
Nixon is the guard dog in this
in
story.
this story. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something with Crew because she's hopeless.
We'll fetch a pretty penny for her.
Well, that's true. There will be a child trading service at some point. I got to imagine.
Well, that's the thing. We need to loot. See, you need to start the chaos. That's the thing. If you're ever going to do this, you have to throw caution to the wind right when it happens. You need to loot like crazy and then get out of Dodge.
That was like when they said that restaurants were closing, so you ran to the grocery store and bought as much toilet paper as you possibly could.
Yes, true story. That happened.
Right.
Exactly. But I wouldn't have I would have looted had an asteroid hit the Coquitlam Center and Save on Foods was still open.
Okay, so asteroid hits.
Boom.
Cloud of smoke. Asteroid hits China.
Great.
Cloud of smoke engulfs the world.
Right.
How long does that take? A couple days for the smoke to get here?
About a week, yeah.
Okay. So, but it hits, and now there's anticipation that
What size asteroid are we talking about here?
size of Manhattan? I don't know. Big enough to engulf the world in fog.
Size of Manhattan kills all of us.
Okay. Well, whichever one hits China,
Okay,
and we survive.
The one that killed the dinosaurs is 3 times the size of Mount Everest. That's the one that killed the dinosaurs.
Okay.
So if you think about Mount Everest, which is much larger than Manhattan,
Right.
that killed everything on the planet.
Right.
So you want something like this.
Kills 2/3 of the population.
Okay.
All of Asia, some parts of
So
Europe.
2/3. So just North America survives in this story.
Yeah, but some people get like a fog or a smog inhalation and they can't hack it, and maybe there's some shrapnel from it that hit Texas and it killed like a couple million.
So it's enough that we notice on this side, holy shit, there's a panic. What happened?
Thanos snapped his finger.
Different story. We all just disappear?
Half.
We just disappear. Well, there's no nuclear winter in that story.
Okay. There's a panic.
There's less people on the highway. That's easier to drive. Versus we're all running away and panic is a completely different story.
What's your first move? They tell you we're going to be covered in smoke for who knows how long. We don't know if we're going to survive.
Okay.
You've got a week to prepare.
I have a week to prepare.
You said it takes a week.
Yeah. Yes, right. But everybody else has the same time. So I'm getting guns right away. But how do we get guns in this story?
I don't think you can.
You can't.
You can't get guns until they've all closed down and you have to break in.
What, the
Like
gun store?
in your story, Save-On's still open and people are just happily shopping.
No, we break the fuck into Save On. There's no rules anymore. What do you mean?
There's just no rules? Instantly. Meteor hits and there's no rules.
What do you think? Police? What are they going to do? Fucking lights and sirens?
Well, we gotta go to the strippers.
Of course.
I'm sure they're not gonna be open for a while, so we should check them
Well,
out
you'd
one last
assume
time.
that if you were a man, but if you're Mike Fanuff, you say, no, I gotta... What did he want? I want to buy a hat. Fuck that guy. Anyways. Yeah, so what's my first move? I panic. I panic and I cry. And then I get in my car and I drive. And I don't know where. North. I go north. For some reason.
That's all like Hills Have Eyes shit. They're all weird.
But there's more space. Here, there's
You want
too many
space.
people.
You don't want someone knocking at your
I
door.
want to hide in the forest.
In the forest?
Well, this is where Paul comes in. He's foraging
Right.
for nuts and berries
Right.
and seedlings.
Right, okay. Alright.
Right? Like this is the real problem is where do I go? Well, we can't go west, there's water. We don't have a boat yet.
Right.
So if we had a boat.
You don't want to go west. The meteor hit
And there's
west.
not a chance we want to end up on a boat. Because fuck the boat. Because there's no sky. Like, what's going to happen? Torrential. God only knows what.
Right.
So the Earth, okay, but here's what happens. So it doesn't matter if I'm given a week's notice. Everything covers in, it blocks out the sun. Everything dies that survives on the sun within like 2 weeks. So all plant life, so Paul can fucking forage and dig and have as much mulch as he wants. Everything's dead.
Right.
So now we have no living food. So now animals who realize that the only thing that saved them, like local animals, like now they start scavenging because they're starving. So now you've got wild animals. And now you've got the craziest of the crazies. All the psychos that didn't want to show themselves now have free pass on showing themselves. So now you got the psychos, you got the coyotes, the wolves, and the bears. And I'm heading north towards the coyotes, wolves, and bears, I guess. Because I'm not going south, because everybody past that border has guns. And fuck that noise. And I can't go west, I got no boat. So I'm going northeast.
I think we just get some chickens, throw them in the second bedroom, and hunker down.
Oh, you think that surviving in here will be...
Well, you can come to my place. We got more space.
Sure, okay, so now we're at your place.
Yeah.
Now what happens when...
Bar the doors.
We bar the doors, okay.
Block out the windows.
Okay, so now what?
We're going to have to become candle makers because I'm sure Hydro's going to go to business.
Yeah, like, exactly. We have no power.
Yeah, so we got to get...
Who's going back to work installing all of this stuff? You know what I mean?
Probably know a guy.
Well, this is... Yeah, but they're asking for a premium, and we haven't got more money. We've done no looting. And
the housing market is non-existent, so it's not like we can sell your
No,
place.
we didn't make any money in this
We're
story.
better off just getting the meteor landing on our head.
That's what I'm saying. You're better off just dying in the meteor shower.
Like I said, it would be kind of fun to just try to figure it out. We like to figure it out. Sometimes we just like to figure it out. You like to figure everything out.
I like to figure... Yeah, that's true. It is a thing I say. But I'm just saying, see... We were given time to think about this, and we still couldn't come up with a plan. Yeah. Imagine we're shitting our pants, and Ashley's losing it. And Crew has no idea. She doesn't care. She's just walking around dancing to music.
Yeah.
She's adding nothing of value.
No, not yet. Not till we can sell it. It's perceived value, future value.
Yeah, but there's no Craigslist in this story. There's no more internet.
Oh, fuck. We're hooped.
There's the better question. When you start looting, you throw lawlessness to the side. What do you do in that story?
When I start looting and there's no rules to looting?
Yeah. Like that's just it. You're like, oh God, I need everything I can have. Okay, what do you go for? What are you going to get?
PlayStation 5, for sure.
There's no power.
Right.
You can't get a big
non-perishables, just non-perishables.
Canned food. Beans.
Canned food. Yeah, and propane. A lot of propane. As much gasoline and propane as
I shouldn't have laughed because that's probably pretty good.
Right?
We need fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anybody with a Tesla's
generators. A lot of generators.
Where do we even get a generator? I've never used a generator.
Me either.
People talk about using generators. Who are those people?
Tool rental places. The people who worry about not having power or who go into the woods and want power.
Why are people in the woods?
Solitude.
There's better ways to get solitude than hanging out in the woods.
You're living it right now.
That's true.
This is a fortress of solitude.
Yes, that's true.
Except you have power.
Yeah, Chalupa headquarters is... I have power. I have all the TV I could watch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't need to go... I've definitely not thought about going to the woods.
No. You wouldn't survive in the woods. You're not a woods guy.
I'm not a woods guy. I can deal with the cold. That. Liquor store. No question. Who cares about my fucking liver at that point? Like that, you want to figure things out. Like that would be Popeye finally gets his spinach back.
Oh.
Be like, what are we doing? Who gives a shit? Bottle of Fireball, and I'll get this thing going. Let's figure this thing out.
I like that.
There we go. So
Don,
we need some creativity.
That's what I'm hoping for now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. I think that's the long and short answer to that. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Fantasy football. I believe that's what this podcast
Week
is about.
8. Week 8 just came and passed, and I will have to say, we missed Week 7, but Week 7 was I loved Week 7. I texted you right after Week 7.
I had a good Week 7. Yeah, I had fun in Week 7. We were talking in Week 7.
Yeah, but it was a good week. I just said, wow, this would be a great week to pod, because finally some like those bottom barrel teams got some wins.
Yeah,
It made the field a little bit more close together, and last week did more. Like if you think about the tone of our podcast 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
it was more kind of like, how can these bottom dwellers, these coral eaters, scrape their way back up and try to do something,
yes.
right? Like this is when I was talking about Perry making trades, making moves,
Yeah.
Hinton trying to do things.
Perry when he was 0-6.
Right, exactly, right? Like, and now Perry's 2-6.
Mikey
right?
when he was 2-4.
Yeah, and now Mikey's
2-6.
2-6. Right, exactly. So it doesn't like the whole point is that there was the bottom guys, and now it's like, oh, are there going to be new bottom guys? Because some of the bottom guys didn't take the advice and fight for their lives.
So do you want to do our classic podcast mid-season ins or outs, makes it or misses it?
Well, we did this last year, right?
We did it last year.
Okay, great.
So do you want to start bottom to top or top to
Well,
bottom?
I'm just saying, I thought we were talking about the last 2 weeks.
Well, like you said, everybody was kind of it was looking dire for some people, and then last week everyone seemed to be 4-3 or 3-4.
Yes, and the last 2 weeks is really, we've gotten it
Yeah.
together.
So the bottom guys.
So that's why I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you're
And
not
who
wrong.
did you take? Now, I don't listen to our podcast, unlike the people listening right now. Who did you take when
I
I took Perry and Hinton, or Perry and Friend?
Perry and Hinton were playing each other, weren't they?
Okay.
I think you took Perry and Mikey. I think we were 1-1.
Okay.
I think we both ended up 1-1.
Okay, so you took Mike and I took Brad
Hinton.
Friend.
I think you took Hinton.
Well, I was just happy that Perry was doing things. I said I couldn't
Yeah.
cheer against them.
But I think you took Brad Friend and Hinton, and I took Mike and Perry.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it was.
Well, either
Whatever.
way, they both had decent showings.
Yeah.
I mean, three
Mikey
of them did. Mikey didn't.
Yeah.
But whatever, it is what it is. And then we never even talked about.
How in
Well, like,
trouble it is? Well,
well-
Patrick Mahomes is washed.
Well, it 7.74 points that week, and I think he got what 18 points. The
Well,
week
he's only
before?
got 9 more years at $50 million per on his deal, so
Well,
it should be fine.
That's fine. It always works out that well. But either way, Sully has a big win against it. Like that's just the other thing is that it's just the big guys stumbled, right? You have Kurt at that point 4-2, 56 points. You know what I mean? Amit at that point was what 4-2 as well.
Yeah.
He comes down. You know, Paul was 4-2 at that point. He loses. Hinton, like you know what I mean? Like we've got some. I was 4-3.
Yep.
4-2, whatever, or 3-3, whatever. It doesn't matter. I lose. So it's these guys, like they move way up. It just made it more exciting because I felt like we were just kind of like, oh, the season's over, and the season's never over, especially when when the guys are fighting for it, showing they want it.
There was 9 guys that were 4-3 or 3-4.
Yeah.
That's how we ended that week, and then we came into this week and got a little bit of separation at the top, a little bit, but not a lot. There's still a lot of guys at 4-4. There's a 3-5, a couple 5-3s, and then the guys that are 2-6, like they're only 2 games back.
That's the whole point. It's so exciting. So there's 4 guys that are not going to make it, right? We have 8 guys go to the playoffs.
4 guys aren't going to make it. We got 6 weeks left, right?
Yeah. This is just exciting stuff.
It's all
Because now it feels like something, and everybody's team has had some stories. You know what I mean? Like, Perry, can he build himself back up? Right? Like, can he start 0-6 and fight his way back?
We thought he needed 8 straight wins.
Yeah, and he's got 2 of them.
He's got 2 of them.
Right?
Yeah, he's a quarter of the way there.
Well, that's just what I'm saying. Now that these 4-4s, they lose one, and now all of a sudden it's so attainable.
And he got through his tough bye week. He got through his Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen bye week.
Yes.
With a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Okay, so now we're at week 9.
We're at week 9.
Okay, you want to play stay or goes?
In
or out?
In or out.
In or
Who
out?
makes the playoffs? Who misses?
Okay.
Makes and misses.
Okay.
You want us to just start top to bottom?
Do you want to start top to bottom?
I think that's the easiest.
Okay.
Because it's easier to say who's in than who's out.
Okay. Do we going to talk about the teams, or you want me to just off the top of my head just go?
Well, I can go through the standings and we can talk about it. Okay.
This is great.
This is spectacular.
Okay,
sorry.
sorry.
My team's in first at 7-1.
Okay. How you feeling about it?
I feel great. Like I've told to you, I'm trying to make a small upgrade, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
ESPN has given me 100% chance of making the playoffs. I'm 7-1. I feel like out of the next 6 weeks, I need to just win one more game and I'm in. Right? 8 wins gets you in.
Right.
So can I get 1 win in the next 6 weeks? I feel like I probably can figure it out.
Sure.
Odds are I'm not going to go 0-6.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Well,
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor just put up 32 points.
Yeah, so I won this week. you were concerned about Kyler Murray not playing. If he doesn't play, I still win this week.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. It's nice to start off Thursday night. One guy puts up the same amount.
When
as
in
3
doubt,
guys.
Thursday's out. You're never worried about your studs on Jonathan Taylor, but either way, okay.
Right.
So you're feeling good about your team. You want a slight upgrade at your third wide receiver, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I'm working towards that.
Great. Okay.
Nightingale's
Well,
in at number.
That was a boring analysis.
Well, it's super boring when you're first place. We're just doing ins and outs, pal.
okay.
Nightingale's second place. He's got 905 points. He's the second highest scoring team
Yep.
on a 2-game win streak.
Yep.
And he has a 93% chance of getting in, so says ESPN.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of quarterback trouble
Bit
with
of?
Aaron Rodgers.
Bit of? Guy's got COVID. You
He's
saw
got
what that
COVID.
did to Cam Newton.
Well,
Cam Newton doesn't play football
the
anymore.
biggest thing with
That's the
the
answer.
biggest thing with Aaron Rodgers is him trying to skirt the protocols, saying he was immunized. He told everybody he was immunized.
Oh, he was lying.
Well, he didn't say he was vaccinated. He said he was immunized. He took some sort of horse pill medication by some shaman in the off season, took it to the NFLPA to say, hey, look, this is giving me immunity. And
Yeah.
they said, no, a vaccination does that, not some fucking hippie shit.
No.
You're considered unvaccinated.
Yes.
So he may miss 2 weeks. His first day eligible to be back is next Saturday.
2 weeks because they're forcing.
He
It's
has to
10
miss-
days off, right?
He has to miss the full.
And
so
then
he
2
could
negative
come back next
tests.
Saturday, and 2 negative tests.
Well, he better take those horse pills.
The issue, though, is now they're going to do some
Do we
investigation
horse-
because unvaccinated players have different protocols than vaccinated. He has to be wearing a mask when he's on the bench at all times. Has he been? I don't know. He has to wear a mask when
I
he's in the
get it.
facility.
Oh, now they're going to say, holy shit, he was lying. He was never vaccinated.
Yeah.
Let's go through it. Has he been following protocols of an unvaccinated player?
All those
'Cause if he
post-game
has
chats
it-
face-to-face with the opponents,
Yeah.
while unvaccinated players aren't supposed to do that without a mask.
Right.
He's been face-to-face with every other quarterback he's played after the game.
So now, in the event that they find out,
I believe it's only fines. I don't know that he can
well,
be
it's
suspended.
Aaron Rodgers, so they're probably just going to have fines.
They're just going to have fines. But still, I mean, shitty. Just don't be shitty. You're being shitty. Don't be shitty. But you see him on the sidelines when he comes off the field, he wears a mask. He doesn't
What?
do post-game shakes. Doesn't do anything like that.
Why don't these guys get vaccinated?
Because they play a game where you get hit in the head a lot.
Okay,
So
fair.
the brain doesn't work as well
Fair.
as it should.
Okay, I wouldn't let any of them in my restaurant.
Not a chance.
I'd fucking walk out to Carson Wentz,
Yeah.
tell him to kick rocks.
Of course.
Say, not viciously, though, you weak-ankled bitch.
That's right.
I wouldn't say that to him, but I'd think it.
So Nightingale started the week by picking up Justin Fields, which I was surprised by.
And then he picked
Uh-huh.
up Jordan Love.
And I think that was the right move to switch from Fields to Love.
Okay.
Love's at Kansas City, and he's been sitting. He's been watching. He's got to have something.
You've watched Jordan Love. You're an eye test guy.
I haven't watched Jordan Love. No, I didn't watch any of him in college, so I'm not really.
That's
he wasn't
surpri-
on the radar.
That surprises me. I thought you
It
watched
does?
all college ball.
I don't know. I don't even know where he played, pal.
I don't know where anybody played.
You don't know where anybody played?
Tom
Where
Brady played in Michigan.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's all you know.
Bama. So people, running backs played
You know
for
where
Bama.
Mac Jones played?
Mac Jones?
Yeah, your quarterback.
Yeah, my quarterback. Mac Jones play.
Bama.
There, I already said Bama.
Do you know who that quarterback room was when Mac Jones was there?
No.
Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Tua were all on the same team,
Holy shit.
along with Devonta Smith, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, and Jalen Waddle as their receivers. And I believe their running backs were Najee, and who was the other guy out of Bama that went?
Does it matter?
It's stupid.
I want that fantasy football team.
Yeah. There's some great. When you go back to look at college stuff,
I
like it's
don't.
great. When you're watching Baker Mayfield throw touchdowns to Mark Andrews, or Kyler throwing touchdowns to Hollywood, like
Yeah.
it's just fun stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Joe Burrow with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Terrace Marshall. Yeah, that's not a bad team.
Yeah, but there's a lot of bums that don't do anything, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
care about accountants who play football. You're hoping they're getting their education.
Someone's getting something. So Nightingale, he's got. I think he's got a good team. He's got Kamara and Swift. Swift's been good.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown's on a heater.
Yep.
Mike
Marvin
Williams.
Jones. Oh, Mike
Williams is in the tank.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper is kind of that boomer bust guy. He has
Sure.
his good games and he has his bad games.
Yeah.
And what's the rest of his bench?
He's
look
got
like?
Hunter Renfro, who just got an upgrade because Ruggs is out.
Yep. Yeah,
Driving too fast.
What does Ruggs though do really? I mean, he's only a deep ball, 2 shots a game kind of guy. Like he doesn't really affect much.
But he's a 7 target a week guy.
I think
Those have to go somewhere else.
I think the biggest person affected by it.
Yeah.
We've been talking about him tonight is Waller because they no longer have to have that safety covering over the top. They can bring that guy down and double cover somebody, and most likely Waller's the next man up. Right?
Well, then he's fine. Hunter Renfro
might benefit.
is
for sure.
the future.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfro. We'll be talking about him.
At some point.
And then he's got a decent bench. Kareem Hunt's on the IR. Yeah, like if
When's Hunt coming back?
a
few weeks still?
Weeks, for sure weeks. And then
So
yeah,
can he? Oh, he can't move Hunt. He should go try to get Chubb then
how is he gonna get Chubb?
for Swift and something.
Yeah, okay. Will he? Has
No.
has Nightingale made a trade this week?
No, but he picked up Devin Singletary to help him out, so he's laughing. So Nightingale's 5-3. ESPN gives him a 93% chance. Is he in or out?
Nightingale's in. Why do I
Nightingale's
keep
in.
calling him fucking Hinton?
I don't know.
Anyways, yes, he's in.
Yes,
He's
okay,
in. He's got a good team.
Anderson is up next at 5-3, 892 points for, so he's third most points on a 5-game heater.
Okay,
He's a 5-game win streak,
Okay,
and he's 5-3. So he started 0-3.
I want to say.
He's on a heater.
Okay, so I want to take this time to talk about Brad Patterson's team real quick.
Quickly, 87% chance ESPN gives him.
87%.
Yeah.
So now I will say, Brad Patterson's team has been good. He's got a good looking team. It's good across the board.
Okay.
We never give Brad any propers.
Mm-hmm.
We never talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
We never. I think that he listens.
Yep.
And we never address him.
Yep.
And so I'd like to take this moment to say Brad's put together again a pretty decent team.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's all drafting.
He always has.
It's all drafting.
He always has a good draft.
That's what I'm saying. But it's fine.
Yes.
It's just the. I mean, I feel like he walks away from these podcasts, and we either just shit on him because with the quarterback roulette,
Yep.
right? Like that he likes to play, or like we just talk about he can only draft well, but he drafts really well,
Right.
and he's again he's got another decent team.
He might be like the second best drafter in the league.
Year on year, he's arguably the number one. Like he's always good drafting. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So, either way, so I'd like to just take this time to say Brad's got a good-looking team. Good work, Brad. But that's as much as I can talk about it. And the reason for that is because everything else about Brad in this league is Barry Cox.
Well, Brad's only made.
You heard what I fucking said because I just said it.
Brad's only made 9 moves.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
year.
Like, what is happening
And
here?
how many of those are just flopping defenses?
Yeah, like exactly. Like he's got 3 on his team right now. I wish that I couldn't shit on his team because he's usually got a pretty good team. So I
Right.
just make fun of the awkward moves that he makes or lack of moves that he makes,
Right.
which is kind of the funny thing, right? Because it always, these guys, like we take shots and it's just like, yeah, but you fit the mold we put you in because that's exactly how you play.
So you own Brad's team.
Yeah.
What move should he make? So right this week, he's rolling Stafford, Damian Harris, Devontae Booker, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tyler Conklin, CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams. He's got Mike Evans on a bye. What's his bench? Sorry.
Mike Evans and Crowder, Bell, Bolden.
So he's got Mike Evans on the bench. He
Yeah.
doesn't have much else.
Yeah, great.
So he definitely should be looking to make moves.
Yeah.
He's got Saquon.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Where?
Saquon's got COVID. So he's got Saquon.
Oh, Jesus.
In replace of Booker.
Right.
So Saquon, God, we just want him to stay healthy.
Another good example of having your backup. Although he paid like $100 for him, Booker.
But still went and got him.
Yeah, but still, right?
Yep.
So what does Brad do? I don't know. There's nothing desperate he needs to do. He needs a tight end. Let's just start with that. Tyler Conklin.
Everybody needs a tight end.
Except for me. I've got 2 of them.
Yeah, so that's why everybody needs one. There's 4 in the league, and so 8 teams are always going to need one. You happen to have 2, so only 3 teams.
And the problem with having the 2 means that there's nobody who can trade me their tight end because their tight end is shit.
Yes. Yeah.
So I need to get a really big upgrade on whatever the hell I'm giving.
Right.
Because then I'm playing fucking Tyler Conklin.
And no one wants to trade a good wide receiver for a good tight end. Because tight ends, there's only 12 you can play every week. You find one on the wire. You can find 2 tight ends on the wire this week that are going to get 10 points.
Okay.
You just got to pick the right one.
Okay, let's just say right now. Brad offers me Tyreek Hill for Travis Kelce. Does that make Brad's team better? I think there's no question that it does. Mike Evans goes right in here.
Yeah.
And then Conklin is here.
Right. No, Kelsey's there.
Yeah.
Right.
So there you go. So what do I do with Brad's team? I do what I do with every team. What is your weakness? Try to do it. You're doing the same thing.
Right.
So you have to spend a little on your depth, and his depth is he's got a bunch of running backs, and 3 of them are pretty good.
Right.
So I don't know. You take Damian Harris and Tyreek Hill, and you go get Zeke. How about that? So now he's got Zeke, Saquon, and Javonte Williams, and then he's rolling Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, and Mike Evans, and Travis Kelce, and that's there. Oh no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
So he's still got Tyler Conklin.
Yeah.
So he's fucked. Okay.
Is he in or out?
He's in. He's in.
Okay.
But he doesn't have any difficult decisions other than the 3 defenses he wants to start for some reason.
He doesn't seem.
He's holding on to the number 8 defense through their bye.
He doesn't seem to have.
Does that seem like a great idea?
He doesn't seem to have any lottery tickets. He's got no one that is really going to change his team. There's no one who's going to step into a starting lineup that's on his bench.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he's playing for the playoffs right now. That's why he's holding 2 defenses. Maybe that's what he's already started getting ahead.
Sure. Okay.
But he still needs probably 3 wins out of the next 6 games.
Yeah, but he can get him.
He can get him.
He's in. Brad's in.
Okay. Paul Lalonde.
Paul Lalonde, bonjour.
4-4. Nice 69% chance to make the playoffs.
Okay.
On account of, I gotta assume,
Derrick Henry.
Of
course.
Going out. Paul's on a 2-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Things are. The house is on fire right now, and Paul doesn't have a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
But he did find one in $35 Latavius Murray and $20 Carlos Hyde.
Is that how much he spent for those 2?
I think it was $35 on Murray. It's got to be close to 20, maybe $18 on Hyde.
Okay. So $50 on Carlos Hyde and Latavius Murray.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Latavius, I don't know if he's playing this week.
He's not.
And I would have traded him to Paul for peanuts. And
I didn't give him the starter for Baltimore for less than 35.
Right. Yeah. And we don't know yet if Robinson's playing or not, so Hyde could be useless as well. Regardless, they're playing the number 1 ranked running defense in Buffalo, so we'll see. So Paul's in tough. He lost Derrick Henry. That's unfortunate. He traded for Antonio Brown, and that guy's nobody knows what's going on with him.
His foot doesn't hurt. It doesn't feel good.
It doesn't hurt, or it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good. Najee Harris has had a great little season here.
Yep, I like Najee.
He traded for Justin Herbert. We told the guys to listen to the podcast and trade their quarterbacks.
Yes.
And they did.
Unfortunately, Kurt traded the wrong one.
Well, actually, both quarterbacks have been shit since they traded.
That's true. Well, they change the scenery. It doesn't do well for quarterbacks.
Well,
he's got to get used to a new team.
Yeah, he's got to lead the room.
He doesn't speak French.
He's got to lead the room.
He's speaking a new language.
Yeah.
Right? He can't understand his GM or coach
or
owner.
Yeah.
He's playing by CFL rules for some reason.
Yeah.
He has no idea. Herbert has no idea what's going on.
So where does Paul need the most help?
Everywhere. Unfortunately, everywhere.
Well,
he needs help at running back. He needs help at wide receiver. I don't know what to tell you.
So then what you're saying is, in order to get help, you need to trade your best player.
So he needs to trade Najee.
Okay, so or he could have traded Derrick.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Yeah.
who knows? Can he still trade Derrick? Does Derrick Henry come back in week 16?
Okay, well, as the only person who's 100% guaranteed, do you give him anything for Derrick Henry?
I would have given him Latavius Murray.
Yeah. I know. That's the thing. Like,
Adrian Peterson.
You are.
Did I give him Adrian Peterson for Derrick Henry?
I mean, I don't say that you don't.
Right.
I don't know that you do this week because he's been given 6 to 10. Like that's a 3 week from now question.
That's a trade deadline question.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Like, hey, I'm in.
Yes.
You're not quite in yet.
Yes.
You don't know if Henry's even going to play. I don't know. I'm taking a huge risk.
Yeah, because that's just a spot on your bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Derrick Henry.
If I'm in your position, I'm telling you right now, no, just for the headache.
Right.
It's part of the reason. It's like Michael Thomas was out, like he was ruled out 2 days ago or yesterday or whatever. Part of me was like, okay, fine. Like at least I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it. It sucked because I like the way my team looked when I had him on it.
Yes.
But
yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, I don't have to worry. It's like, you know.
You conveniently tried to trade him to me after that.
I didn't try after. I tried it before. But
you were man enough to cancel the deal, which is fine.
Well, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, so.
To summarize to those that aren't listening, Don made me a trade offer at like 3 a.m. when he makes his trades.
Yeah.
I wake up, I see a trade offer, and I just go over to Twitter and see that Michael Thomas is out for the year, and his trade conveniently included him.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this was hours before we found that out, but it was just, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So anyway, so to get help, he moves Najee Harris. So what did you get for him?
He moves Najee for James Robinson and
Keenan Allen,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Those are the kind of moves that we're talking about. Right?
Yeah. But that's just it.
Yeah.
Or he goes to Brad, and yeah, fine. Or he goes to Brad, and he gets it's Damian Harris and Tyreek Hill.
He goes and gets Devontae Adams and your boy Mike Davis. Devontae Adams and Michael Carter.
It's too expensive. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't think Michael Carter has any value now after the 3 quarterbacks just went out.
No.
But exactly. It's not time to do that, but it's time to consider that.
Yeah.
And you know what else it is time for? And looking at this team right now is, well, yeah, because here's the other fucking problem with Paul and this is the problem with holding other people's handcuffs. So he's got Hinton's handcuffed and Chuba Hubbard. He's got your handcuff and Jeremy McNichols, and he's got my handcuff and Latavius Murray.
Right.
And you know what he fucking needs? Najee Harris's handcuff. Conveniently, he doesn't have that because he's got your other handcuff and Carlos Hyde.
Who the hell is Najee's handcuff?
It's
Jalen Samuels?
No, it's
Benny Snell?
It's Balaj.
Caleb Balaj?
Balaj and Snell. I don't know. Fucking roll the dice on one of them.
Right.
Let's put it this way. I'd rather the backup to Najee, if that's established, than Derrick Henry.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, yes.
Because if Najee gets hurt, you're fucked.
Okay, now if Derrick Henry hits the waiver wire, how much fab does he go for?
This week?
Yes.
More than I'm willing to pay.
Right. And then does he get dropped again? Unless it's me.
100%.
Right.
Yes, unless it's you.
Right.
Yeah, so he's got one person to trade Derrick Henry to. And even then, it's better for all of us, the more guys who are just Chris Hinton in it. Having 8 guys on your wire that can't start. For weeks.
Yeah.
For weeks and weeks and weeks.
Okay,
While you just give up wins.
So Paul's 4-4. He's got a 69%.
The old lose now to not win later.
Yeah. Early pain now for more pain later.
Yeah. Embrace the longevity of the pain. Chris Hinton's team.
So is Paul in or out?
I think he's right on the edge.
Okay.
He
Plant
needs
your
a
flag,
little,
buddy.
He needs a little help. I don't know. Let's put him on the maybe column.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
It's not trending in the right fucking direction.
No, if there's one guy that's in the top 8 right now that can fall out, I think it's him.
Okay.
He's got to get 4 wins out of the next 8 weeks. He's got to go. We got 6 weeks left.
Yeah.
He's got to get 4 out of 6 weeks. Yeah. Can he do it? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Amit Gajar is up next.
Okay, great.
He is also 4-4.
Let's look at this powerhouse team.
ESPN has given him an 86% chance of making the playoffs.
86.
So he's got better odds.
Why is that? Maybe he's got a game in hand on one of these?
No, Paul's chances plummeted with Derrick Henry. That's just it.
ESPN was smart enough to figure that out?
Yeah, they did the math.
No, they didn't. Did they?
Yes, they did. Yeah, of Of course they do. They look at your team and your record.
Who's
and
they? Who's they in this story?
Meta. The folks at Meta. Zuckerberg.
There's a guy.
I don't know. ESPN's owned by Disney. Mickey Mouse is back there.
Mickey
Figuring it out.
Mouse
Him
is-
and Donald are shooting the shit and figuring it out.
Okay, great. Amit Gajar.
Amit Gajar is 4-4.
Yep.
He's got an 86% chance of making the playoffs. So
Yes.
says ESPN. He is on a 4-game losing streak. He's
Yes.
4-0. He's 0-4 in the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. What about him? What do you want me to
In
say?
or out? What do we like? He's rolling.
He doesn't
Lamar-
have Tony Pollard anymore,
Let's see who's rolling, pal.
and he didn't want to trade a tight end for him, so he's rolling out Mo Alley Cox. 0 points today, or 2 points today.
He's got.
Everybody remember that. Fucking remember that. Anyway, sorry. Mo Alley Cox, the future.
He's rolling out Lamar Jackson,
Yeah,
Aaron Jones,
Yeah.
Cordero Patterson,
Great.
Cortland Sutton, Jamar Chase,
sure.
your boy Mo Alley,
My
AJ
boy Mo
Dillon, and
Alley
Darrell
Cox.
Williams. He's
Yeah.
got George Kittle. I think is maybe trending towards back this week.
Maybe. For how long? 2 weeks? 1 week?
That's
Week and a
the
half?
biggest question.
Is
Oh
he
my
the
God.
Christian McCaffrey of tight ends? Really good when he plays, barely plays?
Yeah,
And
he's even not really great. Like he hasn't been very great. Even when he came back last year, he didn't do much. So I don't know.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
And he's never played with Trey Lance.
That's true. That's true. So we'll see. He's got Chris Godwin on a bye. Jacoby Myers is just is what it is. Clyde is hurt right now,
Yep.
and then he's got Carson Wentz to back up Lamar, which is
A waste of space.
waste of space. He can drop him, but Amit's not a move maker.
Although, ironically, he should have probably started him this week. 30 points.
We'll see what Lamar does. Amit has only made 7 moves this year, so
Yeah.
he's not a move maker. He
No.
did trade Calvin Ridley and Darrell Henderson for Cordero Patterson and
Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which now that Ridley's done for the rest of his career, it looks like it's probably a good move.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So 4-4. He's got a 4-game losing streak. ESPN gives him an 86% chance. You give him a...
Well, I think he might beat Paul.
Okay, so he's in.
Well, I'm just saying, if I'm thinking about versus team here.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So let's put him in.
Okay.
If that's the barometer, can
Yeah.
you beat Paul?
Right. Because Paul's on the cusp.
Yeah.
Chalupas.
The Chalupas.
The Chaloops.
Fuck.
4
Feels good to be down here.
4-4. You were so good, and you've plummeted. For some reason.
It feels
You're
nice.
4-4.
This is exactly where I like to sit.
ESPN's giving
Fighting, scrapping,
Giving you a-
mocking in the
you
corners.
a 54% chance.
Who's
of
on my
getting in.
team this week, Corey?
Nobody knows. You got a 54%
Why would
chance of getting in. Says
What does it
ESPN.
say?
54.
Those fucking guys.
Sorry,
That-
59.
What was
59.
that? What was that? Based on last week or the week before?
59% chance of getting in, which is about 55% higher than you were last year, which
Yeah.
is great at this point in the season.
Yeah, that's right.
You are currently on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, I've
you
suffered.
are in the lead in the league in one category, which is moves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like to make
So
them,
you
pal.
got 50 moves so far this year.
Yep.
Next closest is me at 32. So you got 18 more moves to the next highest. It hasn't proved very fruitful for you. You got 820 points, so you're in the middle of the pack, not the highest, not the lowest.
Right. That's exactly where I like to sit.
Exactly where you like to be. So you're rolling out Jalen Hurts,
Yep.
Khalil Herbert, Josh Jacobs, Brian Edwards. Jesus Christ, what happened to your team? Brian Edwards.
What do you mean?
DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, Devonta Freeman. You're sitting with Antonio Gibson, Tony Pollard, J.D. McKissick, David Montgomery, and Russell Wilson on your bench.
I love it. I love it.
You love it, okay?
I think it's a great looking team.
Okay. Well, we need you to get a win this week. You put up 55% or 55 points last week.
Yeah, but
Around the same percentage of
Okay,
chance
but-
you're getting in.
okay, but let's look at this team right now.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
2 players on this team played last week.
That's true. And I'm sure barely any of these players will play this week. So,
That's the brilliance.
yeah, you need to win 4
Looking
out
at
of-
my
yeah.
team right now,
Yes.
other than Jalen Hurts, I didn't draft a single one of those players.
Go down to your bench. You didn't draft.
I
you
drafted
drafted Gibson, but
Gibson.
he's gone and come back.
Yeah.
He left at one point.
Yeah.
You welcomed him back with open arms.
yeah.
But there was a time when he didn't exist
Yeah.
on your team. Now, you need to win 4 out of the next 6 weeks.
Sure.
In or out, pal?
Well,
You know what? You're Jurassic Park. Life will find a way.
we'll find a way. It just does.
It just does.
It just does. Well, I'm thinking long term, okay, Corey? Because I started off too hot. I got to get myself down to motivate myself to fight back
That's true.
up.
You can't. You don't want to succeed.
Yes.
Because then you haven't
So
failed.
number
you
one.
don't learn failure by
Okay,
succeeding.
so number one, let's start with my quarterback.
Yeah.
Look at my playoffs here, okay? Washington, New York Giants, Washington.
Yep.
Best fucking
The
schedule.
Giants have a decent defense, but Jalen Hurts has the rushing yards.
Yeah.
He's also probably not going to be your quarterback by that time. Who are you kidding?
For sure, but it doesn't matter. I've set myself up for that. I dropped my goddamn defense because of their next couple of weeks. I picked up the Patriots. They got a great couple of weeks here.
Right.
Got the number one tight end in the game. I've got three decent. I've got three RB2s,
Okay.
which I like. I'd rather have three RB2s and two RB4s
Right.
than one RB1
Right.
and a bunch of RB4s, which
Right.
is most teams in this league.
Yeah. What do I have?
You got three RB1s.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the RB1.
yeah, sure. Yeah, we've had that before. You just trade them. That's what I would do. Anyways, so I mean, what do I need to do? I need to do the same stuff I always do.
Mm-hmm.
So where were we at? You say last year when we rated me, I was at 3%.
You weren't 4-4. We were 0-6 or whatever.
0-7, yeah.
0-7.
Yeah, and
So I had you at 4% chance, and
Yeah.
this you're given a 59% chance. I'm saying you're gonna make it. I can't not. I can't
how
tell
can you
not.
bet against the kid? You can't. The Chalupas.
Yeah.
They find a way.
And if Paul is the barometer, I still
I
like.
take Paul's
I like
team.
that you'll figure out how to get in ahead of him.
Yeah.
Kurt is next at a 64% chance of getting in, so higher odds than you.
Mm-hmm.
He's 4-4.
Okay.
He has got 770 points for, so I don't know why they like his team over yours. And he's also on a two-game losing streak.
Yeah.
So Patrick Mahomes, God, I don't know what's happened to that guy this year.
I don't know what's happened to that team.
He's gonna he'll figure it out. He's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. He's still the number 4 quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
As
that's
bad
it.
as he's been
Yeah.
and as bad as they've been, he's still the number 4. They get to play Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers this week, which is a blessing for them because a loss against Green Bay, and I don't know what happens to them. Eckler's been great. I think he's the RB2 on the year.
Number
now.
3.
Well, he's number 2 now that Henry's out.
Yeah.
He picked up Jordan Howard, who was Boston Scott, same last week.
Yeah.
Against the Chargers, so game script will be way different.
Sure.
So we'll see what
But
happens.
poor run defense. Chargers.
Poor run defense, yeah, but they got a good offense. So you got to imagine Philly's going to not be just running the ball all game.
Yeah, sure.
It'll
Yeah.
be. I guarantee you'll see more Gainwell this
Yeah.
week for sure.
Sure.
Stephon Diggs, who's not been great this year,
No.
not lived up to the hype.
No.
And Brandon Cooks, who's been better than
Steph-
expectation,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is he the number 1 tight end?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Behind my guy.
Behind Kelsey. So
Yeah.
he's been good. Melvin
Yeah.
Gordon, you hope for a touchdown. He's been fine.
Yeah, he's been fine.
I don't like Jarvis Landry,
But do you like him better now that Odell Beckham's dad doesn't want him to play anymore?
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
On his bench, Marvin Jones, who was the great white hope, but hasn't done a ton.
He's
this
terrible.
year.
I wouldn't start him. I'm
Alex-
starting Brian Edwards over him.
Sure. Alex Collins is on a bye.
Yeah.
Is Carson going to come back? Carson might be done for the year.
I hear both reports. I
Mm-hmm.
hear Carson's either hoping to come back sooner than we expect, or he's never playing football again.
Yeah.
So what do I know?
Yeah. Devonta Smith. You know, some of these rookie wide receivers, they have a way better second half of the year. Sometimes it takes that. We'll see. He hasn't started off the greatest. He's still the number 1 target on the team, so
Sure.
that's fine. Marlon Mack, I feel like he was hoping he was going to get dealt.
Yeah.
Before the trade deadline, that didn't happen, so I wouldn't be surprised if he drops him. And then
Yeah.
Ty Johnson had a nice week this week, I think.
Yeah.
Should have started him, but he didn't. So Kurt, at a 4-4 record, and
Does
a
he beat Paul's team?
64% chance of getting in.
Does he beat Paul's team?
Right now, we only have 1 out, and that's Paul. We still need to find 3 more. We're on Kurt. I think Kurt gets it.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Let's continue.
We're all out of Bortles plates, now named Gage's Anatomy ER. Do you know I just realized last week what Hinton's name actually meant? Bortles plates?
Yes.
It's a Simpsons reference.
Yes.
I had no idea.
We talked about this the entire first episode.
God.
I don't have any board play. It doesn't matter. We're not doing it again. But again, so he went from shitty reference to now what it could have been a decent name. I don't know why I threw ER on there. It makes no fucking sense.
No, because the
And it
show
should
Grey's
just be-
Anatomy
yes.
is not Grey's Anatomy ER.
No, exactly. Should be called Gage's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And he just dropped Russell Gage. There's the other part of it. He left, like he dropped his namesake.
Like, I
again.
kind of understand where he was going because he's got a lot of hurt guys.
It all started because he had, of course, that's the whole
So it
point.
could have been Gage's Anatomy IR, maybe?
It makes zero
It
sense.
doesn't- Neither does Hinton, though.
But
So,
remember him.
He's 4-4. ESPN's given him an 81% chance of making the playoffs. So he's got better odds than
81%?
Yeah.
What
They
are
like
they
him.
looking at?
Well, Mickey and Donald, they're figuring it out back there. You know? Oh boy, that's what he says when he sees Hinton. So
If McCaffrey comes back, his team looks a lot better.
yes, how much does Chuba eat into McCaffrey's points? Probably brings McCaffrey down. Let's call McCaffrey 6 or 7 points less than normal McCaffrey. Right?
Sure.
Give
Still,
Chuba that.
that's fine.
Right?
If McCaffrey's back, I think Hinton probably makes it.
And McCaffrey might not get the hard runs. Like
Yeah.
I can see that happening. So we'll see. He's got Dak, Darrell Henderson, who's been very good. Boston Scott, who he'll run for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley, who just is a target guy.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, who's kind of been disappointing-ish. He's been okay. He's a top 15 wide receiver, I guess. Right? Or is he top 20 right now?
He's his number one wide receiver.
Kyle Pitts, who, God, we're going to see what happens. He's the number one guy in Atlanta right now.
Well, he had a
He's
chance.
going to get a lot of coverage.
He had that chance last week. 1.3 points.
Julio Hurtbag Jones.
Yep, my boy.
And Tyler Boyd, who's Tyler Boyd.
Yep.
McCaffrey and Damian Williams on his bench for
Yep.
some reason. Damian Williams has got to go. He's
Yep.
not the backup. He's the third string.
Yep.
Calvin Ridley, drop.
Yes.
Is he done?
No. But
This year, is he done?
I mean, no, I don't even think so. I think he
But
might
Atlanta's so bad. Like, does he even bother coming back?
Well-
like, that's probably part of his issues. My team is terrible.
Well, yeah. I hope it's not that. I don't know. I don't have. If I'm Hinton, I don't have Daniel Jones. I have Sony Michel. Okay, let's just start there. Okay, because
Sure.
he's got Darrell Henderson. So
Right.
there you go, Hinton. There's a fantasy guru tip for you. Everybody in this league has tight end problems. He's going to let Zach Ertz sit on his bench.
Right.
Anybody who's got Conklin or Mo Alley shit or whatever the hell should, like Hinton, deal him for, it doesn't matter. Somebody.
Zach Ertz for Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, perfect example. What is Paul's tight end? No, he's got Gesicki, who's fine.
Okay. But that's...
But there, like something like that. I don't know, just something. Go trade him for Van Jefferson, who I'd rather start over Cole Beasley.
Right.
Okay, how about that?
So ESPN gives him 81%. What do you give him?
Fuck, less than that. Unless if McCaffrey comes back, I think Hinton can pull it back together.
Okay, so Hinton we think is in.
Okay, so Hinton's in.
Brad Friend is up next. He is 4-4. ESPN's given him a 56% chance of getting in.
Yeah.
He has the lowest points for in the league, but he's on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah.
So he's having a bit of a bounce back.
Yeah.
He's rolling out Joe Burrow, Michael Carter, Mike Davis, T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson, C.J. Uzama, Devontae Adams, Devontae Parker. He's got Odell, Gronk, Chris Carson, Sterling Shepard, and Derek Carr for some reason on his bench. He loves having two quarterbacks. He will always carry a second quarterback. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you he's out. I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm struggling to see what he can do.
Move Devontae Adams.
Straight up for a running back, I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Is that the answer?
Like you're fine. I guess you're fine.
Like he's
rolling-
got lottery tickets with Higgins. Deontay Johnson's good.
Yeah.
He's got Devontae Parker.
Who had a good week.
You know what I mean? Like Sterling Shepard, when he's healthy, is 9 points a week.
Odell
So-
is going to end up on another team. I don't even know
But-
at what point you can play him. Is
Yeah,
the problem.
but either way, I'm just saying he's got more flexibility with wide receiver than he does with running back.
Of course he does.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So maybe he moves Devontae Adams and Michael Carter for Darrell Henderson.
But again, he's got to win.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Because then Hinton is rolling McCaffrey. It doesn't matter. He's got Devontae Adams.
Right.
That's the answer. That's the long and short answer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's tough because Brad he's a move maker as well. I respect that. I respect the hustle.
He is a bit of a grinder. He's made 24 moves this year, so he's in the middle of the pack on that one.
Does Paul's team beat him? Probably.
That one's close. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I like I said, he's only got.
Okay, friend, you're out.
He's got 757 points
Friend's
this
out.
year. Yeah.
He's
We
out.
moved up to a double flex, and he's not averaging close to 100 points a week. That's tough.
Friend's out.
He's got to win 4
He's
out of
out.
the next 6.
He's
Sully,
out. It sucks. But I'm excited to see what he does.
He'll do something.
Something will happen.
Sully is up next. He's 3-5.
Okay.
ESPN has given him a 42% chance of making the playoffs.
Okay.
Sully has got a 799 points, so he's averaging 100 a week.
Great.
He's on a 1-game losing streak, so he's just kind of in the mix.
Sure.
Needs to win 5 out of the next 8 games. Sully's rolling Tua, Myles Gaskin, Zeke, Bobby Trees, Chase Claypool, Dalton Schultz, Kadarius Toney, and Cooper
Sully
Kupp.
prefers to call him Bobby Lumber.
Well, Sully's an interesting guy. That
I
way.
like the name
He
Bobby
likes,
Lumber.
He likes to
I
tickle
think
with
it's good.
the nicknames.
Sully's also a big Colby Covington guy.
Well,
Sully's a big Trump guy, is what I'm getting at.
I'm sure he is. That sounds about right. Kenny Galladay, Marquez Callaway on his bench. He's also got Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Derek Gore, impressive week this week.
Yeah.
And Zay Jones. Maybe Zay Jones takes over the deep threat in Vegas.
That's what the reports out of Vegas are?
He's a dart throw. Yeah, play him this week or drop him, basically, right?
Sure. And same with Gore, I guess.
Gore, those are two guys you play this week or don't bother playing them because
Yes. Yeah.
Clyde will come back,
Yeah.
so Gore will
Yeah,
be
for sure.
relevant. And Gore seemed to get the goal line stuff inside the 10, so maybe there's a touchdown opportunity for him. Who knows? Frank Gore's grandson, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Is it actually?
Grandson. No, it's not. There's no. But Frank Gore's
Frank
that
Gore's
old.
younger than me, I think.
But he's old as shit.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
But I think it's depressing that he's always been that old and he's always been younger than me.
So you can always win a week if you've got the number 1 quarterback. Tom Brady's the number 1 quarterback right now.
Yep.
He doesn't have him this week, so he also is playing me, who just put up 32 points with Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, yeah. That's not good.
I mean, he can come. Sully can come back. It's not Zeke could put up 30, right? Like that can happen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that can't. So he can make a comeback, but that would put him at 3-6, meaning he's got to win 5 straight weeks.
But Sully seems to be right now looking at his team
and trying to make some moves.
Yeah, but it's also he's seems to be a little bit of a victim of bad matchups, tough luck.
He hasn't put up a lot of points.
Well, I mean,
He's in the bottom 4 of points for, so I don't consider matchups to be a thing. He also has the second lowest points against. So your argument is null and void.
Don't bring stats to my belief party, okay?
You're saying
I'm
he's
talking
had
about the
some
Trump. I'm talking about the Trump team, pal.
You just-
Don't bring stats and facts to the
Right.
belief
Well,
party.
Sully needs to storm
I
the
said it.
gates.
It's true.
Sully needs to storm the gates and take back what's his.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do. So, unfortunately for me, Sully is an out.
Okay.
For you?
I mean, that's not a good start going against Jonathan Taylor at 30 points. These guys with 2 and 6, they need a win,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the other side of it. So it's
So you're in Sully's shoes. You see you're up against Taylor in 32 points. Does that entice you to even more to make a move? On Thursday night, right now, so you got a couple days to try to. Hey, I need to get some.
Oh
moves
yeah, for
into my
sure.
lineup.
Go. I don't know. What is Tom Brady worth?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the question. Is
Can you trade Tom Brady so that you can upgrade Tony, Schultz,
Like, does-
Gaskin, or Claypool?
it doesn't help him this week, but does Kurt give him Mahomes and Alex Collins for Tom Brady?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, can you get something else?
Yeah.
Can you still get a startable quarterback and?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like
You know
it.
what I mean? Like there. That's the question.
Yeah.
Right? Or does somebody who's got, like that, that's just kind of it.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Is if you're in the bottom of the league and you have a guy on bye, trade him for a guy that's not on bye. Trade like for like.
Okay, like does Myles Gaskin and Tom Brady get? No, probably not Myles Gaskin, but does I'm just trying to think. Like Paul's running out Justin Herbert, who's hitting his sophomore slump, and like does he do something with Tom? Like that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The guys, because people want to trash Brady all they want. He's the number one quarterback.
Yep.
So it's like he's having a season, and Brady's matchups coming up are insanely good after this week, I think. Washington, the Giants, Indy, Atlanta, Buffalo. Okay, that's tough one. New Orleans, Carolina.
New Orleans is tough. They just beat him and shut him
But
down.
I'm just
right?
saying,
Yeah.
like, he's not selling them low. It's not
No.
like you're going to get Brady and go, oh, he's only going to get 20 points.
He's
for
got a
the next.
good championship week matchup, but his playoff schedule's not the best.
Yeah, but it's just, he's going to put up 40 on the Jets in week 17.
You got to get there.
He's going to be on my team.
You got to get there too.
have Tom Brady in this story.
Sully, you got a lot of guys in your stories, pal. Sully,
It's on my
unfortunately,
team
buddy.
in week 17.
Unfortunately, Sully, you're an out, pal. I gotta break it to you. You're an out. Mr. Fanuff is 11th, 820 points for. He's on a 2-game losing streak. ESPN has given him a 27%.
Do you
chance
give
of
Robinson
getting
and Allen for Zeke?
Sorry, who? James Robinson
And Keenan Allen for Zeke.
No, I don't. I think James Robinson's Zeke. I think James Robinson and Zeke are the same player, so I'm giving away Keenan Allen for free. Do you disagree?
It's close enough that I don't then take a step back. Then who is? Well, I was going to say who's number 8. Zeke is number 8.
Right.
But who's in that same vein? Like, do you give? Like, I don't know. Like, that's just it. He can 2-for-1 Zeke.
Right.
So can he get?
Cordero Patterson and
Perfect. There you go.
Right.
Cordero Patterson and Jamar Chase for Zeke. There. That's a great question. Right? Like, can he take Claypool and Zeke and get Patterson and Chase?
right.
And then, yeah, now Amit's got Jones and Zeke. He's happy with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a trade.
Right.
Right? Like that, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Or throw in Dalton Schultz for Mo Alley shit.
You're so mad at Amit's tight end.
I just, whatever. Like, fuck, who cares?
Mikey, 820 points. He's on a 2-game losing streak. ESPN's given him the worst odds to make the playoffs. Unfortunately, 27%.
Where is he?
He would have had a way better shot if he had just listened to me and taken Randall Cobb for nothing last week.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it. He missed out on Cobb's 13 points, which would have given him the win, and he started Robbie Anderson for 0.
Right.
So Mikey's got Josh Allen, who's been very good, number 3 quarterback.
Yeah.
James Conner, who's been a very good surprise.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah. I mean, he falls into the end zone. He's got a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb, who's should be healthier this week and starting to put up more points. You
Right.
hope. DeAndre Hopkins, who's been okay, just not the top 5 DeAndre Hopkins you want.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown, who's been a surprisingly good story this week.
Yep.
Or this year, sorry. And then it just kind of falls off. He's got Tommy Sweeney in at tight end right now, Zach Moss and Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk can have a good week. You just got to pick which
And-
one of the 4 it's going to be.
But what's his face is out too. AJ Green's out.
AJ Green's out, yeah, so it could be a decent.
And
Christian
he's
Kirk
got
week.
Hawkinson on the bench, but again, he needs a win this week.
Yes. So on his bench, he's got Mark Ingram, who was I guess a dart throw after he got traded to.
But he already had him on his team, so he didn't drop him out of spite.
Okay. So Robbie Anderson can be dropped.
Yeah, for sure. Fuck yes.
Tannehill,
I don't know why he's got
He
him.
doesn't need him.
Doesn't need him at all.
No, he's got Josh Allen. So get rid of Tannehill. Maybe trade Tannehill to who doesn't have a quarterback. Trade him for something.
Hinton. Oh, he does now. I don't know. Give him to Brad Friend. Brad likes to have 3
Brad
quarterbacks.
likes all the quarterbacks, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who he can drop as well.
Looking at Mike's team,
Mm-hmm.
this is a perfect trade for Devontae Adams.
Chubb,
That's going to be Nick Chubb across the board.
just Chubb for Adams, straight up.
That's what I'm saying. It makes both their teams better. Brad's got wide receiver to play with. Mike can roll Connor, Moss, some combination of whatever.
And then he rolls Hopkins, Brown, and Devontae Adams.
Yeah. I'm just saying. If you're going to have weak running backs, you need stud wide receivers. Trying to be mediocre at both,
Right.
which is what this team is.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
you're looking across, like, that's kind of always been my philosophy, which is why my wide receivers are always dog shit.
Right.
Because I don't care about them. Because my running backs are usually studs.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, but in the other way, I've only gotten stud running backs by having the best wide receivers.
But you don't need stud wide receivers as much as you need stud running backs.
Yes.
Because you can pick up. There's going to be guys on the wire this week that are going to score 10 plus
Yeah,
points.
so I'm
There's gonna be
trading.
many of them.
I'm trading Chubb for Devontae Adams, and then I'm dropping Robbie Anderson, Ryan Tannehill, Valdez Scantling for running back. 3 lottery
Dark
tickets
horse,
right
yeah.
now. Sony Michelle, boom, picking them up.
Right.
I'm sure if I thought about it, Jeff Wilson, pick them up. Some guys who a week or two from now, bam, they hit.
Right.
I'm sure there's another running back out there that is. Well, who do?
He
Kalen
should've-
Balazs.
He should
Go
have
ahead
paid.
and
He
get him.
should have paid through the roof for Boston Scott. He needs wins. He should have paid through the roof to get a win. Try to get a win this week, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how much budget he's got left, but he should be.
I
spending.
offered him Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson for Chubb when Chubb was hurt.
I digress.
Yeah.
Mikey's 2-6.
He's out.
He needs to roll 6 straight wins.
That alone.
That's the hard
He
part.
does because it's not. There's nothing. We're not building to anything.
Right.
He needs luck on his side, and I mean, he might change his tune, right? Like he might.
Josh Allen can win him weeks.
Yeah. Like these aren't bad teams. None of these
No.
teams are bad.
No.
But it's not enough to win a championship right now.
Right
Excuse
now.
me. And that's
So-
the problem.
So we got Mikey out. We got Sully out. We got Brad Friend out. We've got Hinton and Paul Lalonde on the fence. We come down to Perry, the last team on the list, 2-6.
Right.
He has.
Who's got a hell of a team?
820 points for. He's on a 2-game winning
I'm
streak.
cheering for him.
I know you're pulling for.
Okay,
him.
hold on. Wait,
Sure.
we've moved past Mike real quick.
Yeah.
And I just want to take this time. When when I had made a trade with Amit on Saturday night,
Yes.
I messaged Mike. I said, hey, could you push this trade through?
Right.
And he got really upset. He
Okay.
said, hey, I'm not taking heat on the podcast. He's an avid listener.
Yeah.
I'm not taking heat on the podcast for pushing this trade through. I said, well, Sayers hasn't pushed it through.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you're just going to use this as an excuse to give me shit about it.
Okay.
And I said, but you've been pushing trades through all year. Why is it now that I've requested it?
Right.
All of a sudden it's
Yeah,
taboo.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to put your finger in my ass if I don't
Right.
ask you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden your finger's in my ass. Look
Right.
what happened here.
Sure. Sure.
Like now I say I like it and you're the weirdo?
I appreciate that you knew it was 1 a.m. and I would probably be asleep
Right.
and Mike would probably.
Yeah,
do it.
so I lied to him and said that you were too stubborn to do it, and he just and he did it.
Well, he messaged me
Yeah.
and told me that he pushed it through. I said,
Yeah.
great, thanks.
Yeah. And
That's all I need.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said it won't be a problem.
No.
He goes, you're just setting me up for a joke. I said, no, you're just being a good friend, and you have the power, and this isn't collusion. Like there's not question. If Sayers was on his phone, you just press it. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make a difference.
I still maintain that there does need to be a secondary source of power should I
Well, it's
not
just
be able
weird
to do
that he
something.
wanted to flex those powers.
And then when,
And then when it came down, it's
that
like,
was
oh,
strange.
well, I didn't want you to know that I've been
Yeah.
doing that. We all knew you were doing
We
it.
all knew he was doing it. Yeah.
You're the only one who could do it.
He
So it's-
misses the job.
Oh, for sure. And he's the best co-commissioner he's ever been this year.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aside from not showing up to the draft.
That didn't help his cause
No.
in this moment.
No.
But he's done great.
We'll see if he turns around. Maybe he has us over for American Thanksgiving. Maybe he
Does he?
helps us out. I don't know. So Mikey, we're going without.
Just out of sheer you got to pull it together. It's not over, but of all the bottom of the barrel teams that have a chance to come back, I'm looking at Perry's team and I'm liking it.
Well, I looked at Mike's team to try to see if I could make a deal with him because he was like, oh, I'm looking at Chubb. I'm looking to move Chubb. And he originally asked for Mixon and James Robinson. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense for me. And so I'm like, I sent him
Chubb is a Mixon and Miles Gaskin, or a James Robinson and Miles Gaskin.
Right, yeah. not the number 3 running back and the number 12.
Right, and Chubb healthy, like
Chubb
not just
healthy.
coming back, right?
Yeah.
You might regret this when Chubb puts up 140 this week and 2 touchdowns,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit. Right?
I said I'd be more inclined on James Robinson, Keenan Allen than that
For Chubb.
For Chubb,
Yeah, which I think is a great trade.
and he didn't respond, so I left it at that.
Yeah, well,
That's
it is
fine.
what it is.
So Perry is 2-6.
Yeah.
ESPN's given him a 37% chance of making the playoffs.
Like, just fantastic.
820 points for.
Yeah.
So he is actually behind Mikey in the points.
Yeah.
2-6, like I said, so he needs to roll off 6 straight wins.
Yeah. Which is so hard to do.
He's rolling out Kirk Cousins, Elijah Mitchell, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Michael Pittman, Jared Cook, Chase Edmonds, Van Jefferson. He's got McLaurin on bye this week, Fournette on bye this week, Corey Davis, who's hurt, Alexander Madison, Kenyon Drake. What do you think, pal?
Well, he needs somebody better than Jared Cook. Which, unfortunately, he's going to get for pennies on the dollar. Because none of these other idiots will give me a fucking wide receiver. So,
I'm trying.
I'm just saying. Like, he's got a good team. Does he have a 6 wins in a row team? I don't know. But, that's the tough part. Does he have 6 week?
It's not. He needs 6 wins in a row. He needs 8. He's got 2 so far, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like 6 is 6. Okay, you can figure out how to win 6 games in a row.
Yeah,
8.
It's tough. It's tough to do
tough. I'm 7-1. No one's running the table. No one can.
Yeah.
He has to basically run the table.
that. Yeah, that's difficult to do it. I don't know. I'm cheering for him. I was cheering for him 2 weeks ago. Scrappy Tascona. Right? And his team looks a lot better the second you put Fournette and McLaurin up here, too.
It does. He's had some good hits. Fournette was a hit. Pittman's been a hit.
Yeah.
Thielen's been up and down.
Yeah.
Mitchell seems to have taken the role back, which is good. He's getting his money worth finally out of him.
Right. But if I'm him, I'm dropping Davis for Sermon or Wilson or Hasty or whatever.
I'm also trying to trade Fournette and McLaurin on buys.
1,000,000,000% you are.
Right?
Yes.
And so I don't have to start Van Jefferson.
Yes. That's a great point. Yes. Because that's just it. When you're down like this, it is a weekly game.
Yeah.
And
can he try to go get Tom Brady and figure something else out? Can he trade Terry McLaurin for Tom Brady?
Right.
So he's still got Brady on a bye, okay, but at least that now moving forward, say he gets a win this week, he can throw in Tom Brady instead of Kirk Cousins for the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how he can get 6 more wins, and I don't see it. So Perry's an out for me.
It's tough. Well, that's the thing, because Perry and I can always do deals, right? Like that's our history,
right?
But I need a wide receiver right now, and
he can't help you.
And he really kind of can't help me.
He did make a very, very poor mistake this week, and when Corey Davis was ruled out, he still left him on his bench, so he's stuck there. He can't drop him and pick somebody else up.
Right.
He should have dropped him before the game, so he had more flexibility, and he didn't. So he's down a bench spot. He's not dropping McLaurin or Fournette.
No.
He's not dropping Alexander Madison. So if he has one injury on his team going into this week, he's got to drop Kenyon Drake.
My future.
Yeah.
My tried and true.
These like I said, fantasy's a 24-hour game, 7 days a week.
I dropped Corey Davis in 2 leagues this week.
Yeah, he should have dropped him at 5 o'clock tonight, but that's just is what it is. So I've got him as an out. What do you have him as?
I'm cheering for him. He's in.
So
last one to make it in.
So my outs are as is. My outs are as it stands. Perry, Mike, Sully, and Brad Friend. Your outs are Mike, Sully, Brad Friend, and is it Paul or is it Hinton?
Maybe it's probably Paul's team in that gun to the head, right? Because in the story, McCaffrey's back. He's got Prescott. He's got the tight ends. He's got 2 of them. I mean, but that's just it. But what does Paul do with Najee, right? Like, what do these guys do with some of these guys?
Yeah.
So, nobody's out of it, but it's... Yeah, it's tough.
The nice thing with such a compact middle standings is that nobody is out of it yet, obviously, right? But we figure you got to get to 8 wins.
Right.
So how do you figure out getting there? Lots of guys need to win 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
Some guys need to win 5. Some guys need to win 6.
Okay.
So,
Can Perry trade you Terry McLaurin, Leonard Fournette, and Kenyon Drake for Joe Mixon and whatever, Tyler Lockett?
so I downgrade.
Well, you can't. Lockett doesn't benefit him.
It does. Well, it doesn't even matter because I basically downgrade Mixon to Fournette, and I wash McLaurin and Lockett, and I'm just getting Kenny and Drake, who I have no value for. That doesn't help. That doesn't make me better. Joe Mixon's the number. What does the number 3 running back in the league get you?
Terry McLaurin and Leonard Fournette. I'm just saying, like that. I'm looking. I'm going. What can he get? Like fuck. It's like for McLaurin and Fournette. It's like I'll give him. Like I'd give him Kelsey and one of my running backs. Like I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like could I give him? He's got Drake, so I give him Jacobs and Kelsey for McLaurin, Fournette, and something else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Like
that's the move. He's got to. He should,
there
he should
you
be
go.
actively trying to move McLaurin and Fournette.
Like that. Yeah. There's the question. Like, can he give me McLaurin and Fournette, and I'll give him Kelsey and Jacobs? Well, right there, his team's better.
It's not that he needs a win. It's that he needs a win this week.
Yes.
He needs to win every week. So he should be trying to trade everybody on a bye, and if that means that guy's on a bye next week, we'll trade him again. Trade the next guy. Just keep moving guys that are on buys.
But that's like, I mean, do I even love that trade? I don't know. I know you don't.
Who does?
I know I don't. But there you go. Like, there's something like that.
We got our ins and outs. That's great. I was talking about fantasies at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week kind of thing, and Paul Lalonde overspending on Latavius. He was a little bit upset that I grabbed Adrian Peterson on Monday morning.
Who was?
Paul.
Okay.
He couldn't figure out how I had him on my team.
Because he was a free agent.
Because he was a free agent.
He wasn't on Tennessee.
But when Paul messaged, he said that he had signed with Tennessee. But I had picked him up when I heard he was working out. Hadn't been signed yet as a free agent. I had Murray on a bye, so I could drop Murray.
Right.
And that's that. So that's part of why I think Paul spent big on Murray. I think it was a little bit of a spite spend.
Oh, because he thought that you were going to go get him back.
I did put in. I think I put in a $6 offer for Murray. I think something like that. I can't remember. I didn't spend big. I put in a couple bucks on Hyde and a couple bucks on Murray.
Okay.
Murray went for way over. Ironically, I've tried to trade Murray all year. I tried to trade him actually to Brad Friend, and he didn't want him. And Brad Friend tried to buy him for like $25. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you.
So if we look back at the offers report, more big money's being thrown around. So Murray went for 35. Brad is $10 overspend. So Brad Friend had him in at $25. The next highest was me at $4 on Latavius Murray.
You love Latavius Murray. You're a big Murray guy.
$4 for a starting running back. I'll try to get it, make it happen. Brad Friend bought Devonta Parker for $17. The next highest was actually I put in a $9 bid for Parker because I need a second flex this week. Who else? Hyde went for $15. That was a $11 overspend. His next highest bid was $4. So a lot of overspending. That's kind of the story of the year. Everyone's been buying heavy, big time.
Yeah. Just trying to make a trade with Perry right now.
All right, that's fine. So you're you're done. We're done. We got our ins and outs. We got 6 weeks left. Final thoughts?
I feel great about the league right now.
Okay.
I feel better than I did 2 weeks ago. Two
Good.
weeks ago, it was kind of like, meh. I made 3 trades this week. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actively trying to make another one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We'll see what happens. Well, if you if the meteor hits,
Just
my house
sell
is
your kid.
My house is open. Bring some metal bars and whatever we can to lock up, and all your non-perishables, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's a good story.
That's a good way to end it.
All right,
All right, guys.
it's lackluster.